You know him. You love him. You may have named one of your children after him. He is Jimmer Fredette. He joins us right now on the Desert First Credit Union Hotline. Jimmer, welcome back to BYU Sports Nation.
Jimmer!
Hey. How's it going?
It's going really good. But here's the thing. Forget hoops for a minute. How is the family? How is the new baby?
Unbelievable. It's been such a great experience. Little Wesley is a little over 3.5 months now, and she's doing great. Growing like crazy. She's starting to smile and all that different types of fun stuff. So, I'm just having a great experience so far. And Whitney's doing great as well. She's a trooper. She's been awesome. So it's always fun to have a new kid, and I'm experiencing it now.
Yeah, man, you're bringing me back just 15 months ago. We had our second, yeah, you go through all the nice times, and then they get older, and you're like, ugh.
He's just enjoying her while she's small right now.
Soak it in, man. And I follow Winnie on Instagram, so I get to experience those moments with you, man. You guys have a beautiful daughter. All I'm gonna say is this, Jimmer, when she gets older, because you're a handsome guy, your wife is beautiful, you have a beautiful daughter. When you need that black uncle to come and scare away the boyfriends, let me know, man. I'm there for you. Just give me a call, text me, tweet me, whatever the case is. I will be that black uncle. I don't have my gold teeth anymore, but I will put some foil in there. I'll put some gum wrapper foil in there, and we'll really do it.
I appreciate that, Brian, because everyone needs a black uncle. You know what I mean? Everyone needs that. Everyone needs that. So Wesley will be blessed with that for out here in Utah with you. So we appreciate that.
Exactly, man. Look, we can get some Sharpies, put some fake tattoos on my neck, say I just got out of jail.
That'll be perfect. So funny.
So, Jimmer, now that the season is officially over, when you look back on this past year in China, how would you describe your experience playing there?
It was a great experience. I had a lot of fun. The people over there are so great. They're humble people. They're very nice people, and they love basketball. I mean, there's 500 million basketball fans over in China. So, I mean, it's a great experience. Very similar to like an NBA type feel. The teams treat you really well. All the games are packed. You feel like a celebrity over there. So it was a lot of fun. I had a great teammates, a great coaching staff, and obviously Shanghai is probably the best city over in China. Yep. So it was a great experience to be there, and I had a lot of fun, and we'll see what happens in the future.
Well, so now we know how good of a basketball player you are, but what's this we hear about Coach Jimmer Fredette? What is this we're hearing about a coaching career?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about a coaching career.
Well, aren't you involved in the tournament as a coach?
So my brother has put together the tournament and the basketball team, and he put me down as the head coach. And so I don't know how much of the coach I'll actually be, but I'll definitely be there and try to help out a little bit. But, coaching is something that, it's not for everyone, but I do enjoy, trying to teach, especially younger kids, trying to teach the game and show them, how to play and show them the fundamentals and different things that I've learned through the years. So I think that will be a fun thing to do, but in this basketball tournament, I'm more of just trying to support and be a cheerleader, I think.
Man, bless your heart, man, because I don't have patience to try to coach and teach little kids. But, I mean, it's interesting that, Jason brings it up as far as, the NBA free agency just a few weeks away and, you just having some options out there. That I think you would do really well, with that as far as, coaching kids and maybe making that the next step of your career. Have you guys thought of that or any plans as far as NBA or going back to China or what the case is?
I think I'm going to have some really good options, both places. Obviously China was a great experience for me. I had a lot of fun being able to be there. And if I wanted to go back, it would be on my terms. It would be something that is a decision that, I felt like it was best for myself and my family to be able to be back in China and in Shanghai. So that's great. I think I'll have some NBA options as well. I think I'll have some teams that will offer me some type of a deal. And but it all depends on, at this point in my career, of what I feel is the best place for my family and myself, where I can play a lot, where I can, win some games and be able to, monetarily, obviously, what's better for us. And there's a lot of positives and negatives to both places, but we'll take it all into consideration and see what happens during the next couple of months. But I'm excited to be in a good position.
What type of interest has there been from NBA teams?
There's been a lot of good interest. My agent has talked to quite a few different teams, in different sense. So, I mean, there's some really good interest out there. I think people saw what I did last year in China and realized that, I can still play. I can shoot the ball and score the basketball, and there's a big need for that in the NBA for some teams. So it's important to be able to show them that. And I think being in China was a great experience for me to be able to show people what I could do again. And so I think that's really helped me out in my career.
Was that so? You're a humble guy, right? We all know this, but I mean, how gratifying was that for you to have the season you did and kind of look back, down sideways at the NBA scouts or just the NBA and say, told you, yeah, I could play. How was that?
No, it was great. I mean, as a competitor, it's just fun to be out there and play and to really get out there and do what you do on the basketball court. Again, was extremely gratifying. It was, you put in a lot of hard work as a basketball player. I put in a lot of hard work in the off season and continued to stay positive and knew if I got an opportunity to play somewhere that I could perform well. So it was really fun to be able to do that in Shanghai and show people again. And I got a lot of notoriety worldwide, over in China and then over here in the U.S. They had the ESPN piece and all these different things. So I think it was great for my career, and it was fun to be able to just show that I can play again.
Jimmer Fredette joining us here on BYU Sports Nation, and we mentioned that NBA free agency just a couple weeks away. Before that, next Thursday, as a matter of fact, it's the NBA draft, and Eric Mika is a player who's hoping to hear his name called next week. Have you talked with him about his decision to go pro, and what are your overall thoughts on his game and his chances in the NBA?
I haven't spoken to him about it yet, but if he wants to, I'm always open to it. I always tell Coach and everybody, anything that any of the players need at BYU, let me know, and I'm always willing to help. So I'd love to talk to him, but, he's a really great basketball player. I mean, he's a hard worker. He's a guy, that is, kind of a prototypical big guy that can score down low, continue to improve his jump shot in the outside game because that's a big part of the NBA at this time. But he can defend really well, specifically in the post, and pretty agile as a big guy, so he can switch and, stay in front of some people. So I think that's what they're looking for, in the NBA these days. So I think he has definitely a good chance to at least be on a roster. If he doesn't get drafted, he'll be able to make a roster and be in a training camp and then kind of show people what he can do. So I'm excited for him. He's a great kid. He works hard, and I only hope the best for him.
So, Jimmer, you were in a very similar situation with Eric as far as, kind of putting your name out there, trying to see the interest from the NBA and some of the scouts, and really, your value, your worth. And, he went another direction, right, and decided to move on to a professional career. You came back and stayed, and we obviously can't speculate of what he was thinking and really the why he made the decision. But with your experience, why do you think somebody, when they're going through the process, would come back or would stay?
There's a lot of things that determine it. Obviously for Eric, I think one of the biggest things for Eric was the fact that he's 23 years old. And, you have a lot of these young guns coming out of college that are 19, and you're going up against mostly 19 and 20-year-olds when you're getting into the draft. And, so a lot of NBA teams are looking for that youth, and it's not like 23 is that old per se, but it's, to start your career, that's something that they definitely look at. So I'm sure people and agents were in his ear talking about that. And he just felt like he had a really great season last year. And, for me, the biggest thing was I going to be able to come back to BYU next year and have a better season than what I had my junior year? And I knew that our team was going to be really, really good, and we were going to have a chance to have a special season. And I knew that I could play better than what I played my junior year. And so I felt like it would benefit me to come back, and that's why I did it. And I, obviously had an awesome season. It was so much fun. So in Eric's mind, he needed to feel like if he was going to have a better season the next year, maybe it was worthwhile. But if he felt like, he had a great season this year and it was time for him to go out, that's kind of the decision that he would make. So, there's a lot of things that go into it, a lot of people in your ear, and then you kind of just got to make a decision on your own.
I know you've been around the BYU basketball program recently. What have been your thoughts on this team, which has gone through some changes, both in terms of players and with coaches?
I'm excited for. Sorry, you said about for this year?
Yeah, just your overall thoughts on this upcoming season.
Yeah, I'm excited, to see how it goes. Obviously, they have a talented group of guys, and guys that have played together for a while. They have a lot of really good guards, but a lot of their guards are actually bigger kids, which is good. That's really nice to have. I know Coach is excited about that, the versatility that they can have on the floor to be able to guard different positions and play different positions, push the ball. I'm excited to see how they do. Obviously, they're a fast-paced team that can shoot the basketball, and it's always fun to watch them. But I think Coach Rose is going to have these guys prepared. I think they're going to be ready to go, and they're going to be determined to show people that they're going to be a great team. Last year didn't necessarily end up the way they wanted it to, but I know that this year they're going to be determined to play well.
What's the rest of the summer look like for you, Jim, or what's going to be keeping you busy?
Just working out mostly. Obviously, the little girl, Wesley, having her hanging out and all that stuff. But it's just kind of a waiting game to see what I'm going to be doing next year. But, just trying to enjoy my time here in Colorado and back in Utah a couple of times. But, not a whole lot. I'm a pretty boring guy on the floor. I just kind of hang out and watch movies and eat, and that's what I do.
All right, Jimmer, great stuff, man. We appreciate you joining us. And, hey, enjoy your first Father's Day as a father. I'm sure that's going to be a special one for you.
I can't wait. I'm super excited about it. Yeah, I'm really interested to see what Whitney has planned for me. I'm sure she has something special.
There you go. All right, Jimmer, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, guys. Thanks for having me.